So anyway, the continuing with this recording, ultimately showing you and pointing out that even though this stock was an excellent short, I couldn't because of the short sale restriction. So I'm going to move it ahead to today, and let's really blow this up here. So entering in here would have been really good. It went 4%. And as of an hour and a half, well, 6:30, almost 2 hours into trading, which would have been almost 2 hours into holding this stock, you would have easily made your target. Within hours, you would have made your 2% and gotten out of this trade. Now, what ended up happening was the stocks that were. So what this alert is a live alert. Michael. Oh, got a pop. Yeah. Yeah, I heard a weird. Oh, I know what it was. I just got a text message. I heard a strange sound. Anyway, I got a text message about this alert. So what this alert just live told us is that TCX, the ticker symbol, has passed the condition of, I think that's RSI greater than 83.51. We'll take a look at it. This is that now qualifies as a long as XM is at new highs. So let's look. So this is something that you're going to be doing, is having alerts warn you when they've met the condition, and that means just pay attention to it. So we really, this message will only hold true as of Thursday, because today's Tuesday. As long as this information holds true at the close on Thursday, our third day, then it looks like we'll want to trade it. So what I could do is come up to our messages, hit TCX, and we jump to the stock graph of TCX. XM is at a new high, and RSI is at 83. See that number right here, 83.96. Yeah, which is well above 83.51. So that's fantastic. What that means is on our watch list right here, put a little highlight, this will qualify, and I may trade it. I may trade it. This looks perfect. This is another perfect one that I should make my 2% pretty darn quick. If it was literally right now, if it was Thursday at 12:59, I would trade this without a doubt. I would trade this to get my 2%. You know, everything is exploding. Momentum's out of control high. It's in a seriously overbought condition. And look at that. It's exploding up. It's not out of control, you know, but it looks primed to come down. So that's our stock lessons for today. All right. What we need to move on though. So we're going to go to the next thing on our agenda. All right. So 7 seconds, new information here. Let's see here. 7 seconds. Here's our 7-second page. This is what I added. This is what I added to our 7-second page, which of course is giving people 7 seconds to make a, if they're short on time, you know, attention. They have 7 seconds to look at this. This is what I added here. How to this is the same. I haven't changed this stuff. You've read this, and once again, thanks for the recommendation on making it stand out more. This is new. Click play for a message from the Bull Bear Profit founder. Okay, you click on that. If you're a stock trader, I'm about to give you the greatest secret you'll ever learn for a totally bulletproof, highly profitable stock strategy that consistently profits in any market. Ready? Here's what you don't. So anyway, I put it on pause, so to speak. So that's me. That's very, very carefully worded. information. So that way I'm hitting people from different angles. They're reading this. They're literally hearing my voice. I'm explaining critically why they should pay attention. And then finally, down here, if the above does not make sense, we're not the stock trade education for you. Then they can read on, and if they are interested, they could read more about bull bear profit. This is also new. Check it out here. Take action. Click here and schedule a one-on-one consultation. You won't believe the intellectual property we give away for free. So they click on that, and then congratulations on your decision to take action. Schedule a live meeting. It tells you pick an open time slot, and later you can copy the meeting to popular calendars such as Outlook. Here, take them to this thing called Time Trade. Here they'll literally see my calendar, my schedule. Or I should say not mine, but the Bull Bear Profit, quote unquote, Bull Bear Profit schedule. This schedule, it literally allows people to go and schedule themselves for a one-on-one meeting. So when it comes to us actually, if we're live today, and you know, I have a phone number for Bull Bear Profit, and a person calls, or they go to the website and they go through what I just showed you, they'll eventually get here. They'll find a time slot that works for them. Once they enter that, you and I don't know that, because they're doing it. They're scheduling themselves. What's kind of cool there is I'm gonna have this feed. I set up a long time ago. I have a Gmail email called bullbearprofitceo@gmail.com. Are you there?
Hello?
Yeah. Do you hear?
You cut out for a second.
Yeah. But you know, I set up bottom line is the Time Trade is going to send a message to or it's going to update a Gmail calendar. Now, and what happened is when they go and they schedule themselves a webinar or a live session, that's going to take them to this calendar. Not take them. This is going to be private for you and I. No one's going to know about this, but this is a Google Calendar on my website. So you don't have to log into Gmail or any of that. The schedule will be right here. And if someone books themselves, it should appear on this calendar. And, you know, for absolutely sure, I got to be on top of this. I would highly recommend you stay on top of it. And then we'll communicate to say, hey, you know, someone has a meeting this Friday and they want to talk at whatever, 9 a.m. And then when they, you know, you connect with them live, then I have a script that you're going to go through, that you and I will go through, to get them, bottom line, to get them signed up for a webinar where you or I will give a webinar, and there's a script for that webinar. Ultimately, what we're trying to do is book them into one of our you know, packages. One, you know, a formal education, the 3K education. Okay, that's in a nutshell how this whole process works. There's a lot of other things going on with that, but this is what I wanted to point out. This is what's most important here. So let me get out of here. And then, so they can schedule here, and then click the image above to see the difference between the Bull Bear Profit strategy and others. So they click on this little diagram. Okay. And this is, so can you see it?
Yep.
So just looking at it, I don't want to tell you anything about it yet. Just tell me generally what this graph's doing, or this picture. It's called a mind map.
It's a compare and contrast.
Yes, exactly. And I put a little note down here that if you hit, for a PC, click Control and the plus sign to enlarge the image if you're on a PC. So if I'm hitting Control plus, it makes it even bigger. Okay? And if you want to go back to the previous page, you have to click Alt and left arrow to return to the previous page. That's for people who aren't that familiar. Or you just hit your back button on your browser like everybody knows to go back and forth on pages. So what it comes down to is traditional stock trading versus bull bear profit stock trading. Compare each topic in strategy, methods, and intangibles. So what I have people can do is they can look over here under traditional stock trading strategy and compare it to the same to bull bear profit strategy. So if you look at traditional stock trading, they're profitable in a bull market. And then you look at bull bear profit, they're profitable in bull or bear markets. So in other words, if the market goes up or down, you're still profitable. I'm not going to go through every single one, but I wanted your opinion about what do you think? What do you think about this?
I do like it.
I'm trying to give as much information to erase doubt about anything. What makes us, what sets us apart, and no defensive plan and the methods. Typically, there's no defensive plan. Here we have a defensive strategy focused on eliminating losses. Anyway, it goes topic by topic by topic, and that's what I'm doing over here. Now I'm gonna hit. I'm gonna go back. What do you think so far on these additions?
I like it.
Yeah. I want it to, ultimately I want it to move people. If they land on this website, I want them to take action. Take action. Our challenge to you, contact us, and during a live session, which we'll use TeamViewer, we will show you our secret for free with a stock of your choice, the why, how, and when you should profit. You would profit or break even, but not take a loss and in a timely manner. We know of no other strategy on the planet with the confidence in their strategy to make that challenge. So if they click on contact us, there's two ways that they can contact us. This is something else I added. Click here to schedule a live one-on-one session. If you're serious about trading, take action and click the link above to schedule a live free one-on-one session. That's one way. Or call us. This is the phone number. You can call Monday to Friday, 9 to 12 or 2 to 4 Pacific Standard Time. 650-265. That's the number for Bull Bear Profit. Okay. Nothing happens without action. Set up a live one-on-one meeting or call us. It will be your best financial move for generations to come. So that's it. That's the contact page. If you notice, I don't have people emailing us at all. I do not want to be checking email, especially for people who are kind of like kicking the tires. They're like, well, it looks kind of interesting. I don't want those people at all. I want people who take this serious because of the value that is given is off the charts. It's off the charts. If people don't want to spend that $3,000, then move on. It's that simple. It's in a polite way. It says that on the script. So everything is going to be ready to go when that advertising hits and we start getting people to come to try to take our education. So what you're looking on right here is how it's I don't know if you're familiar. Are you familiar with mind maps?
I've heard about it.
A mind map is just a way to map out anything, really. What this is basically doing is, if you were to split this right down the center, this section over here, free 15-minute consultation, which we could make a PowerPoint or a Word doc, which is basically when you call up, you want to, and we make our promise to you, and you listen to my audio on the homepage. It talks about us giving away 5 free reports. Okay, that's the thing. We have people email us. They're going to email. People will email us so that we have their email. That's important for marketing. And that's what my audio says. It says, give us a call and leave us your email, and we will give you 5 free reports. That's literally the verbiage I use, the words I use. And so, as far as for us internally, what happens is that hopefully when they call, we're standing by to answer that phone, wherever we may be, wherever it may be. And then there's a script that you got to read. And this is some of the information that I have. Questions. Number one challenge. What is your utopia as a stock trader? What is going on is that on this side, I was just putting down in a kind of a what they call a mind map of, why our strategy works, ESP, which we talked about, emotion, speculation, and price. That's if someone asks you bottom line, how come it works. We talked about that. Our number one priority is defense. Okay. All this stuff is going to be put into a precise script. Okay. The precise, and let me find. Script SMT complete. Okay, this is where I left off last night. There's different scripts for the different types of clients. Okay, what is so important? Okay, this is, I'm gonna make a note to myself. Page 20, page 3. What will actually happen is this information here on the left side, which is content of what we want to explain to people to get them into the actual bull bear profit education. Okay, that's our end objective, is to get them into a formal bull bear profit education. The webinar, and it can include a webinar as part of the package, but to get them there, the very last thing, the most worst thing you could do as a salesperson is just shoot off the cuff and just start trying to convince them. That's a salesman. What we are, and always remember this, Michael, always remember this. Never be a salesman. I think I talked to this before. Always educate people, and that's the point. Once again, always educate people, and that is the point of these scripts. Bull bear profit outbound introductions. For example, hi, this is Michael. Is Rick there? You just left us a message in reply to a bull bear profit message about improving your stock trading results. And then this is a little side note. When calling old leads, say you recently responded to a bull. So what it comes down to is this script does a lot. Okay. That has to be taken out. Bull bear profits.
This is some awesome stuff.
This is, let me tell you, this is what I learned from a guy who coached over 40 Fortune 500 companies. Hired this guy. 40.
This Chet?
Chet Holmes. Chet Holmes. Yeah. And
Okay.
and I had the unbelievable privilege to get information from him. This is all his internal workings, his operations. This is how he coached. This is literally, I mean, like I said, this is just, I can't say enough about this information. I don't want to get caught up into kind of bragging about the guy, but what these scripts do, it gives you an all-around what to do at every aspect of closing a sale from start to finish. You know how when you watch TV, and of course, depending on the program, they have teleprompters and people read off the teleprompter. You know, it's kind of like that's what I ended up doing. Is that these scripts I converted them into PowerPoints so that I'd go to the next slide, the next slide, the next slide, and what this does is the wording. It does it's man. How do I even begin? It just explains. First, you qualify them, okay? Like one of the first, and you're gonna. I want you to read this, of course. I'll get this to you. This is important. This is some of the stuff that you have to go through before we talk to anybody. Just the very first part, number one job is to qualify the client for the right type of training is essential. And just real quick, when like-minded individuals come together, rapport builds. They can relate to each other and learn from each other. This creates synergy, heightens focus, and improves communication. People buy into new concepts and are more open to taking new actions. This is all very, very important to creating breakthroughs. And that's breakthroughs are ultimately another thing what we're about. What we're about. Bull Bear Profit is about people breaking through to a new way of understanding how to trade. Keep in mind, I'm saying this to you because it's not like you've traded for 10, 15 years. People are conditioned to trade a certain way. They're you talk to anybody on the street and you know about trading, and for those that know just a little bit or anything, they're all bull traders. They're not used to going up or down, you know. So I say that because you never know who's going to call. You may have some guy named Nate Pugh calling, or Ruben calling, who don't trade, but they're interested. If you get them on a webinar with an executive of Merrill Lynch, they're on two different entire worlds when it comes to trading, right? And this is what this whole point is here. You want to get them on the right webinar with the right people. This example, when the CEO of a multi-million-dollar financial services company hears a question on creating consistent profits asked by a professional money manager of a billion-dollar hedge fund, the guy's going to listen up because there's someone on his level. Okay? If, however, the question comes from a non-experienced new stock trader, he's likely to tune out, become impatient, and feel like this seminar doesn't relate to him. And then similarly on the other side, if a brand new stock trader is surrounded by hedge fund managers trading billions of dollars, he will probably feel out of his league and assume that he can't use what's being taught because he's too small. So that's part of your job, right? Is to figure out how to group people in the right webinar. And there's 2 webinars that are being offered, okay? Let's see, this is page 2. So this is the 2 webinars. We call it Professional Mastery Stock Trading, or PMT, which is the highest level. That's $249, okay? And that's to get them into this introductory webinar, and there's going to be value, 100% value included. The second one, entry level, is $149. We call it an SMT, or Stock Mastery Training. And then the ultimate Stock Mastery Training will be $29.89. Okay, so start to remember what a PMT is and what a SMT is, because literally they're going to be scheduled. There's going to be dates that people can schedule for, or you can manually schedule people to get them in the correct type of webinar. So back to where we were, moving on here. So this right here, an SMT, Stock Mastery Training, is for new stock traders with less than 10 years experience, independent money managers, financial planners, agents for companies like Edward Jones, LPL, Fidelity. They're independent. They're, you know, when you walk into an office, say today you go to Fidelity Investments, some local office where you're at, and you talk to them, and they're going to, of course, want to sign you up with them so they can manage your money. The people that manage your money, they're kind of more on a smaller level. They, if they knew, if they know what's good for them, they would absolutely want to improve their skills, improve their talent, improve their ability to make money. That is going to be an SMT candidate. Okay, stock trader groups. Sometimes you got mom and pop groups that, you know, they just got a bunch of people together on a local basis and they trade. That's an SMT candidate. Entrepreneurs. There's a thing called meetup groups. Let me add that here. That's another important one. It's called, literally, they're called meetups. And you can Google that word, meetups, meetup groups, I should say. And there's a local one here in Sacramento, and it's like, I think it's Investors Business Daily Stock Meetup. And it's a bunch of people who love Investors Business Daily. There's meetups for everything, by the way. Everything, painting, you know, skydiving, whatever it is. There's different types of groups. But anyway, I'm trying to give you an idea of who qualifies for an SMT when you're talking to them. All right. And then also, you may have CEOs, professional, and brokers of financial services companies up to a $300,000 annual revenue. No, that can qualify as an SMT. I'm probably going to reword this, because if you're doing that, you can probably manage to pay for the higher level PMT. So then for on the PMT, the professional mastery, these are the people, CEOs, professional stockbrokers of businesses from 300,000 to 5 million in annual revenue. Okay, also decision level executives below the CEO of a 5 million plus companies. The big difference is they're decision level executives. And part of getting to know them is understanding what do they do, you know? And maybe they have nothing to do with the financial world, and that way, and then there's also a way to handle them. And then you have $5 million plus CMT CEOs of financial services companies doing 5 million plus in annual revenue. And part of the script carefully words things so that you can figure out how much money they're dealing with, or they're working with, or they're managing, or they're personally investing with. So remember, new stock traders belong in the SMT. People not serious about trading, in other words, they have a casual interest, never traded, pessimistic doubters, closed-minded to everything, do not belong in a webinar. Underline that here. So this is something, and then what you end up doing is just send them the reports. Okay, and remember, there are 5 free reports. What I mentioned over here. There's I'll put my number here. 5 free reports. Save that. So you send them reports and assure them that these concepts will really help them. Okay, and here, what I'll need you to do is to make notes in the Bull Bear Profit CEO Gmail. I'll tell you how to get into that. Contacts that they have casual interest, not serious, and are not to be pitched. So for every client that calls in, you need to make these notes in the Gmail contact section. Are you familiar with Gmail?
Yep.
Okay, good. So you just log in there, add new contact, put their name in, and then put the notes, whatever notes it has. And then I have a certain format for how I want you to leave the notes too. That way, if you go and someone calls in You can immediately look them up to see if they called earlier just by searching the contacts, you know. And anyway, that will get into the Gmail explanation later. So then you have BBB outbound script or introductions, which this is where we kind of left off, and this is where I have to reword things and I have to change the wording here. So this is where it kind of gets into outbound for closing a sale. Hi, this is so and so. Is so and so there? So this is Rick. Is Michael there? Michael, I'm calling from Bull Bear Profit to finish your registration for our professional mastery stock training. Let me confirm your email. Is it whatever? Is this your primary email? Great. I'll send you your login and dialing instructions to this address. What time zone are you in? Give two specific times and dates to choose from. So this is booking and closing a sale, booking a webinar. So is whatever number the best number to reach you at? What is your shipping address if we were to send you anything? Is that the same as your billing address? This is all information. What type of card do you want to hold your spot? Now this is something new. You can do one of two things, which I have to put a note here on this at this point. Where we are. Okay. So that's the next project I'm working, is to manually enter the credit card information. I got to get that information, get it on your website. The calendar is going to be password protected as well, that I showed you earlier, the Bull Bear Profit calculator. And what else here? Are you following along with what the business plan is so far?
Yes.
Okay, good. So then you continue with the script. So at this point here, we've reached 9 o'clock. This is all information I have to clean up, like I said, so it applies to us. All this information. This is the script for the big heavy hitters, 5 million plus script. And this is actually going to be a PMT. So anyway, this is all this stuff you don't have to look at for a second because it needs to be corrected. Overcoming. I have a section overcoming objections. And let me look back. I think actually my timing was really good because I was thinking, I know we had an hour. I needed to go through those pages. So that's just the business plan aspect of things here. The technical part, we're kind of at a point where I know you definitely grasp the whole idea of PM200. Obviously, you showed that this morning, which was great, really good. Of course, there's other things you have to be aware of. And what I want is as much as possible, when you can, just keep going through all of the graphs, okay? The PM200s, just keep going through those. I did this till I was blue in the face on the PMs, and then we've kind of shied away from this. Okay, the TSV. This is still completely valid. It still works. There's no doubt about it, on here. Obviously, finding the biggest, this is the biggest peak. This doesn't qualify because it never reached that peak and exceeded it as of currently today. So technically, let's see here. Yeah, that's today. January 31st. That's today. So even so, what's interesting? Even though this is exploding up, TSV would have said no. This is not a good trade. But when you add RSI, it is saying it is a good trade. Okay. Now, coming down here, let me see. This right here, if you're interested in, this is a trade. Let me get to the right one here. See this? I entered this trade yesterday. Okay? My profit point was at $16.61. My good till cancel profit, which was my limit order, which was my target, was $16.28. Okay? And then it was a short. It was a D3 trade, and I used the RSI XM peaking reversal method. And look how fast it hit this morning. Remember, our good to cancel target is 1628. And you know what? Technically, this should be red because it's a short. I color code all my profit plans or my trade plans according to what type of trade it is. So since it was a short, this should always be red. If we're going long, then of course it'd be green. So it'll always either be red or green. And what ended up happening, remember, 1628 was our goal. As of now, it's at 1602. That was one of the trades that hit. I did two trades. That was that trade. And I did this trade as well. I entered it on January 30th, yesterday. Long story short, my good to cancel profit was $28.20. Look at where it's at right now. It's at 28.02. That trade also hit my target. But look, this is what I was telling you about earlier. This RSI is nailing things in combination with XM, the MACD. Those two, when those two are peaking and making all-time highs, there's an excellent chance that the trade will close even faster. So I just wanted to make that point. Keep drilling it home. Keep drilling it home. Repetition, repetition, as I always say.